Hello and welcome to This or That with Kobe and Cap. We've got an episode fresh off of our first week of games, full, I'm sure, of overreactions.
Oh, that's the best way to respond to week one. Everybody's got a hot take they want to spit out there and see who's going to be the best and who's going to be the rest when we don't have a lot to go off of just yet, but it's still fun, so let's get into it.
All right, who's complete trash? Who's the best? What do we got? Slide number one, who will win? After week one, this matchup is a lot closer than people would have said pre-season because Dignitas looked very good in their wins. I have to say, going down the checklist, my worries for this team in week one, they were all washed away.
And remember, Team Liquid still not going to have Broxa most likely here for week two, so they're still going to be playing undermanned. They'll have Shern Fire, so they won't be running Pole Belter in the jungle, but they won't have their big
I wanted to see that, by the way,
for the off season. But the one thing I'm going to start off by saying, Team Liquid in the game that they played against TSM showed what they are compared to everyone else in the league, which is a team that's very good about not giving you an opening. They were in a spot where all they had to do was goof up one time, have one person get caught out, somebody gets picked. TSM's able to get the Drake Soul, the game could look very different. Team Liquid doesn't allow their opponents that kind of openings, so even though Dig is looking strong here in week number one, I still got my money on this.
Ooh, I am also choosing this, but I really think there's a good chance that Dig win. And if they do, this is gonna be a huge swing of momentum for this team because Froggen is popping off. I think one of the spiciest matchups is gonna be Jensen versus Froggen. Both of them had really good week ones, and mid lane being as powerful as it is right now is going to determine a lot. It's gonna be hard for Johnson. Now he's gonna have a big test going against Double Lift in your LCS game. That's the biggest thing that LCS rookies have to get accustomed to. But I'm still gonna go and give the slight edge to Team Liquid. Next slide.
Either way, it's gonna be a lot of fun to watch, 100%.
Better AD carry. Is it Senna or is it Aphelios? These are the two most picked champions for our league right now. Senna scales aggressively with range and armor penetration, and
he doesn't even need to scale. He can kill you from 3,000 units away with a turret.
I mean,
and a sniper.
Once she gets enough souls, she can also kill you from 3,000 units away. I am going to give a slight edge to Senna. That would be my first pick. And Aphelios also has some more nerfs quicker. I think the next patch has him already on the list.
It has him on the list, but it also has Senna AD carry specific nerfs.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, those are on the list. So both of them are getting hit with the hammer. We're just gonna see who walks away with more of their kneecaps intact afterwards. I'm gonna give my vote over to Aphelios because I think what makes Senna really solid as an AD carry is the fact that, yes, she has that range and she has the damage, but she has the fact that she was designed as a support, which puts so much utility in the kit, right? Yeah. The ability to camouflage multiple people, to drop the stuns, to provide that big shielding in the middle of a fight with the ultimate. Aphelios is straight up, I'm gonna murder you with 5 different guns. This is the damage potential that makes people just blink and do that "say what" meme, because that's what his damage is, strictly for an AD carry, attack damage carry. He does the damage, he does the carry. Man never stops attacking. Give me Aphelios.
All right, next slide. More valuable, playing for plates, which the value was reduced a little bit, or playing for dragons, which also the value was reduced a little bit as far as the individual dragon.
Right, yeah.
But there is, of course, a big payoff once you get to number 4.
So, I am going to go ahead and say this all depends on if you're a good mid-game team or not. Because if you're a good mid-game team, it's what me and Isaac were talking about yesterday with you don't worry about the first couple Drakes because you don't care until they have the soul. You get a nice money advantage right here. You snowball that into control in the rest of the game, including the Drakes themselves. If you're not good at that, you all in over here and you're like, all right, we gotta get the first 4 Drakes. We gotta get ourselves a soul because we don't know what we're doing otherwise. And that's what we're gonna bet on. So in a perfect world where the teams are all playing exactly how they wanna play and everybody's firing on all cylinders, I'm gonna vote for this because I think it can give you the advantage you need to stop that from hitting soul.
Plus, I personally would rather see a game that plays for plates and ends quicker. Because if you're playing for early money and you're trying to end in the mid game before it gets to Dragon Souls and all that type of stuff, then that is more valuable. Give me those quick games, Flower.
All right, we're both in on this. Let's go next.
Who would win Dignitas Academy, which is full of ex-LCS players, or the Golden Guardians starting roster? Now, they've been smashing Academy, by the way. Well, I forget which game it was, but they absolutely trounced another academy team.
Somehow looking at these 5 players, I'm not surprised. Just imagine my shock.
Honestly, though, as much as this is one of those questions that people are like, haha, look, there is some validity to the question. I still would go with Golden Guardians. I think specifically Closer is a really strong jungler. I think he's very aggressive, and the Golden Guardians can play better than their score would indicate after week 1.
Yeah, so Closer has gotten a lot of praise from a lot of people around here. I know like Dash in particular was really popping off about how impressed he was with Closer's performance in week 1. He definitely came out the gate swinging, so I agree with you on that. And honestly, this team, I think if they can cover up some of the bot lane weaknesses, allow bot lane to just sort of be the lane that you sack and play around everybody else, I would put my money on Golden Guardians there as well.
All right, next slide. More surprising, FlyQuest 2.0 or CLG 0.2? These ones are both about in the middle for me. So deciding which one is more surprising, I might give a slight edge to the CLG 0.2 because I was pretty excited for Crown coming in. I know they had problems not getting him here as quick as they wanted, you know.
Yeah.
But I still had also heard good things about they wanted more coordination and communication with Smoothie. They thought that was a big aspect they were getting with him.
Yeah.
But on stage, it did not play out that way. And so I would say a slight edge to that slide.
See, I'm going to give a slight edge over to this one because FlyQuest was a team that we've seen have some pretty high moments in the previous competitive year, but they also had some pretty low moments, particularly towards the end of last year with Summer Split. Things just weren't looking that hot.
They got some upgrades in the offseason.
They got some upgrades in the offseason, but I'm one of those people who I'm like, okay, that's great on paper. Always put the words on paper at the end of it because we all have seen what has happened before. And FlyQuest is one of those teams that I always have to take with a grain of salt because I'm like, they're almost perennially just stuck in the middle of the pack, right? And to come out with the showing that they did, they really impressed me. I thought them and Dignitas were the 2 big winners of week 1 in terms of playing above expectations for what everybody had. So I'm gonna say this is more surprising in the most pleasant of ways.
Planting trees, next slide. Better to grow your fan base. Speaking of planting trees, the vision, it came to me,
He's
Flowers.
got the predictions. This is why he's the analyst. His brain just knows what's coming up.
That's my answer for sure. Better to grow your fan base. I thought this FlyQuest initiative, it is paired with winning, and that definitely helps a lot. But I thought that was a lot better than the dance. The dance, the opening thing where you got to push the button was a little weird. I feel like that could have more to it. I do think the mascot is adorable. I love dancing mascots, but there's some more substance to the FlyQuest approach.
Yeah, mascots are sick, but, and what you said, yeah, it depends on winning. That's the other thing that I really liked about what FlyQuest did is they said, okay, it happens when we get kills, it happens when we win games, but when any team takes an Ocean Drake, that way if FlyQuest has a dumpster fire week and everybody on their team dies 35 times a game, nobody ever wins anything, it's just the worst thing you've ever seen in your life. Other teams will still get Ocean Drakes, and they'll still be planting trees. So they have a contingency plan already put in there, and they gave me one of these little cups with like the little menagerie of plants and stuff in it, which really fits my aesthetic. So I gotta vote for this.
I got a little bean sprout on my head as well.
Yeah.
All right, next slide. Would you rather have lots of fans, definitely, or no expectations? Okay, so caveat, the lots of fans does come with more flame when you lose because your fans want to see you win, and they'll be pissed. I would still rather have lots of fans and shoot for the stars. Having no expectations does take some weight off of you and can position you to play maybe with less reservations in order to gain more fans by winning, but I think that is the goal.
Yeah, goal is the word that I'm looking at here. If you want to, I feel like if you're playing competitive League of Legends, you're playing to be the best, right? And nobody who's the best has no fans. Faker's not out here saying, boy, it's fun to just stream to 2 viewers and not have anything going on, and I'm so glad I'm flying under the radar. Everybody has that fan army when you get big. And yeah, it comes along with caveats of having some real angry dudes in your mentions when you don't have a great week. But at the same time, this is what you're working for. That is simply a stepping stone to this, and that's why this is the top of the
You see? Even
I
you
goofed
messed
it up. I goofed it up. All right. But we're going. You and I agreed a lot this week.
Yeah. I mean, it's a question of, do you want to ride the bench or you want the ball? There's more pressure.
Give me the ball.
There you go. Give him the ball. That was our last slide, by the way. This is going to do it for the week 1 synopsis for this or that. We actually have a extra little surprise coming up for week 2, so stay tuned.
Immediately.